Greetings, fellow Americans, Patriots, 3%ers, and anonymous Patriots. Potential and all. I want to clarify some things about how our rights have been stolen from us as citizens. This may take several videos, but I will start with the N.D.A.A. Act. Obama has been correct in saying that multiple presidents over the years have re-signed the N.D.A.A. into law, since it has to be renewed every so often. What he isn't telling people is that the N.D.A.A. renewal of 2012, however, is unlike any previous ones. This new legislation contains highly controversial provisions that empower the armed forces to engage in civilian law enforcement and to selectively suspend due process and habeas corpus, as well as other rights guaranteed by the Fifth and Sixth Amendments to the United States Constitution, for terror suspects apprehended on the United States soil. Under Section 1021 of the N.D.A.A., foreign nationals who are alleged to have committed or merely suspected of sympathizing with or providing any level of support to groups that the United States designates as terrorist organization or an affiliate or associated force may be imprisoned without charge or trial until the end of hostilities. One popular myth surrounding this law is that it does not pertain to the United States persons. While the law does not explicitly target the United States persons, it neither excludes nor protects them. Regardless of whether or not this law is interpreted as applying to the United States persons, by specifically targeting foreign nationals, the N.D.A.A. violates the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, which guarantees that all people be treated the same under the law. Therefore, any way you slice it, this law is unconstitutional. I think you need to hear a bit of a history lesson. You need to hear something about the men and women of the United States military. I think you need to rethink some things about current events. Our nation was born of rebellion. Brave men stood up and pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to the cause. The cause of rebellion. The cause of throwing off the yoke of tyranny and oppression. Why did they make this oath? They told King George and the world why, in the declaration they signed. The Declaration of Independence stated that men were born free, endowed by a creator with inalienable rights, that ultimate liberty was the inherent state of man. Government didn't give them rights, and could not rightly take them away. On the contrary, the power of the government was only by the consent of those being governed. They stated that King George had committed numerous abuses and usurpations of power that made it their sacred duty to throw off the yoke of his government, and create for themselves their own. They listed 21 of those abuses and usurpations, and now our own government commits at least 16 of them on a regular basis. Our government, like King George, usurps power that is not their own. Presidents pass executive orders and pretend that they are law. It used to be a few, 2 or 3 in a term, but George W. Bush passed 63 of them in 8 years. Barack Obama has been in office less than 6, and has passed over 1,000. The Supreme Court is supposed to interpret, not pass laws. They are specifically forbidden to legislate from the bench. But they do it on a regular basis. 16 of 21 abuses and usurpations that King George was accused of, our government does daily. The Founding Fathers wrote a constitution for us, to be the highest law of the land. It does not give rights, for freedom is the natural state of man. It guarantees them. It exists to hold government in check, to protect the people from the government. Not one colony would ratify the Constitution until it did list some specific rights of the people, and decree that the United States government could never infringe on those rights. And so we got the first 10 amendments, called the Bill of Rights. Out of those 10, our government completely ignores at least 6 of them. Our elected officials think that they are our rulers, not our representatives. But that's okay. The founders saw that coming. They accounted for it. They put right there in the Constitution that it is the right of the American people to dissolve their government and start over any time they deem it necessary. And the second right they listed that government cannot take away is the right of the people to keep and bear arms. Make no mistake, they intended for American citizens to be armed. George Washington said that the American people should be armed, and not only armed and equipped, but should be trained, and have sufficient ammunition available to protect themselves from any who would attempt to abuse them. This includes their own government. They absolutely saw it coming. Thomas Jefferson said that the tree of liberty must needs be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Ben Franklin said that rebellion against tyranny is obedience to God. He even wanted to put the phrase on the official United States seal. He wanted to give us a reminder. When a young man or woman enlists in the service of the United States military, he or she raises his/her right hand before God and men and swears an oath. I do hereby solemnly swear to uphold, support, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to bear true faith and allegiance to the same. Think about that for a moment. Millions of people, all of our military and veterans, swore an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We didn't swear to uphold a political party or a political system, and we definitely didn't swear to defend any certain elected position. Our oath was not to government, but to the Constitution. It is our sacred duty to defend our Constitution from any who would usurp its authority, subvert its principles, or attempt to do away with it. The blood of patriots runs in our veins. We have something worth defending, worth fighting for if need be. And we have sworn an oath to do so. Think about that before you send officers to go door to door demanding the people's guns.